Okay, next up is Ana Hallam.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Very nice to see you all. I thought I'd never see any of your faces ever again. Going to read a short piece that I wrote about Shalford. I have stayed a while in the Guildford satellite of Shalford, upon and between the outstandingly beautiful Surrey Hills. This unofficial subtitle of the area is so proudly held that it graces both train platforms. The village is more of a thoroughfare for traffic and trains than for gathering, or for walking the dog, watching the protest with quickly forgotten disgust, walking on with the dog. Drivers speed past with honks of affirmation, far more drivers than walkers. I am shaking for a smoke or any excuse to step away from this rare crowd. We should have brought a dog with us. If you enter Shalford from the Guildford way, then you are thrown almost startlingly into the country. The manicured cobblestones of the town's high street crumble into a ramshackle wall bursting with greenery. Relics from the Georgian era dot the main road into the village, along with one of Shalford's churches, the one I know only from its facade. Off-roads lead to water wheels or machine gun bunkers, once indispensable, now in memoriam of Shalford's national importance and self-sufficiency. The cut-through valley of the railway is the centre of the village. You might be shuttled into the industrial present or board a shining relic of the industrial past. On one particular day in Shalford's own particular past, two trains collided and buckled the bridge above. The burns of the crash are still visible on the exterior walls of the Queen Victoria. The interior has been modelled to look just the same as any other Queen Vic. The potato store did not survive, despite the collective effort of civilian and official forces. The Normans baked Shalford into history with the flames of their Doomsday Book. The village was valued at £20, which will now get you a reasonable lunch for two at the local franchiser's cafe. There is a decent choice for vegetarians. That first recorded church has long fallen, and more recent chapels of Wesleyan design have turned to homes for Surrey families. We took our stand on the other side of the valley, where the Lord's branch of love flounders beneath the sceptical modern eye. On the far side, I'm sure the fairies still play, dexterous enough to avoid Christian stomping. Not even the good and holy King Arthur could take his rest down the road in Astra in those days of fragile Christianity, where false worship was given to the land and when Morgana wielded power despite her misfortune of womanhood. Now the land is ground for picturesque walks. There is a footpath which passes a school playground, and the fence is decorated in a seemingly unintentional rainbow of lonesome Wellington boots, each patterned and coloured in a style that only children can get away with wearing. I was told on Shalford Green that every rainbow is false, save for the one that appeared after the flood. I have seen Shalford after a flood. The sun came out and I walked, forgetting my own wellies, past the playground and down public footpaths until I reached a path too flooded for anyone without protection up to their knees. Back to the green then, watch the cars go by or catch the rare sight of one turning down the narrow road towards the hall. If you come to spit in our nectar, then I have no interest in sipping at yours. I will not take a biscuit either, despite my skipping breakfast. Others accept with forced smiles and chat until someone cries. Not always one of ours. You know you are despicable when your lifestyle brings a good Christian girl to tears. Shalford Village Hall has played host to many things, from badminton clubs to church services. The church services themselves are diverse and offer everything from crafting for children to conversion for sinners. There are no sinners within the Bethel Christian Church. Men and women study the Bible separately and reach the same guided conclusions, until their expulsion or voluntary departure. I know which is more probable, but the alternative is more desirable. A lease coming to a fixed end has none of the bardic implications of chasing a dragon back to its lair. May it learn to hoard its tea bags and custard creams while children are free to commune with the fairies and mismatched Wellingtons. Regular services still run just a 10-minute walk away at St. Mary's Church. Between this church and the now godless hall sits a cemetery chapel. Outside there's a watering can and a tap there, so anyone who visits might take it upon themselves to water the colourful flowers left before graves.
Thank you so much, Anna. Great to see you as now an ex-Surrey student.